that's the advantage, right? If you're listening to a song and you go, wow, that sounded really cool right there, and it made me feel this certain way, you know, when that part of the song happened, you can go and you can look at it and you can figure out what key it's in, right? You can maybe get the sheet music off a sheet music website or a book, or ultimateguitar.com. You know, you can get the chords off of there and figure it out and see what this Roman numeral sequence is and what kind of chords they're using, right? Hey everybody, Jeff Yenser, CreativeMusicGenius.com. Thanks for watching today. Welcome to Fun with 3 Strings and When in Rome. So when in Rome, do as the Romans, right? And I want to talk about the advantage of the Roman numeral system for using chords, right? Because music is full of patterns and repeating patterns and shapes, and if we look at the patterns here, we can really do a lot to enhance our creativity when it comes to seeing patterns in music, right, and applying that in a creative way to our own music, right? So A is 1, right, and it's a capital Roman numeral, so that means it's a major chord, right? And then the D and the E also. The 4 is the D, right, and the 5 is the E, and they're major chords, right? And then the 2 and the 3 over here in the green, the lowercase Roman numerals. Those are minor chords, okay? B minor, C sharp minor, right? F sharp minor, the minor 6th, right, is out here, and then you got G sharp diminished, right, following it up. Okay, so that tells you what the chords are and what the Roman numeral equivalent, right? Now, there's a lot of songs that are just built on patterns, right? A lot of famous hit songs, right? So like 1, 4, 5 are used a lot. We come over here to fretbud, okay, and we got the key of A pulled up here. Excuse me, G is in here. Let me switch this back to A. All right, so you see that 1, 4, 5 right there all together, right on the circle of fifths, the key of A. Okay, the circle of fifths makes an awesome cheat sheet, by the way, especially if you scale it down to just these letters, right? And you see that the 1, 4, and 5, they're all right next to each other, okay? So see, this is like a tab formula, so the strings are upside down, right? This is the low E string down here, and that's the high E string. So it's upside down compared to a regular guitar. However, right, you got this diagonal line here where A is, right? Nice diagonal line between the 5th and 7th frets. And that gives you your A major. If we're using the strings today of D, G, and B, right? Love to stick with the 3 strings to make it super simple to see the patterns, right? So there's your diagonal line. It gives you your A major, right? Now if I lay my ring finger down across a 7th fret, that gives me my D chord. That was the 4, right? And then I can slide that up 2 frets, and that'll give me an E. And slide it back to the D, and that's my chord progression, 1, 4, 5. Right now, say I wanted to play that in a different key. Let's go back to G here. We were over here in G for a reason, right? You can see now my diagonal line is right there, okay? Starting at the G on the 3rd and 5th frets, right? For those of you that missed it, because I'm going to go back to A for a second. Alright, so I can show you that with the mouse. There's the diagonal line I'm talking about. And this should be a C sharp, right? They've chosen to use flats, but I'm going to transpose. I'm going to go back to G, right? And we're just going to look at this pattern, right? So there's my diagonal line now, right? I've just gone back 2 frets, right? And then in this key, right, here's my 1, 4, and 5. G, C, and D, right, are now the 1, 4, and 5 all grouped together right there. So I can play my G and the diagonal line. I can lay my ring finger down across all the strings and get my C. I can move it up 2 frets, lay it down across all the strings, and get the D, right? And and then back to C. I've got the exact same pattern. I move my fingers in the exact same way, just lower down the fretboard, right? I can go to any key, and I can use this pattern, and if I hear people playing this pattern, I can pick it up and follow along, or I can use it to create my own stuff. Now, there's a formula, probably the 80s, maybe even before that, and until today, and this is used in a lot of hit songs, and that's the 1-5-4-6, right? It's a formula, right? And it's just those Roman numerals, right? And you can see right here in Suggester is a chord progression app, and there's lots of different chord progression apps, and you know, a good number of them will show you the Roman numerals also, which this one does, right? So I've chosen the key of A major. There's my chords, right? There's 1, right? And we said 4, 5. Okay, F sharp minor is my 6, right? And you can see I got them over here. Now they're in a different order. I got 4, or excuse me, I got 6, 4, 1, 5, right? So these have been used in a variety of different orders, in a variety of different keys, but these same Roman numerals show up in the formula over and over and over and over again, right? So this is a good starting point. Like if you're just a beginner and you want to do something that's with a proven track record of sounding cool, you can use this, right, as a starting point, and then you can always launch off into adding 7th chords, you know, or different chords, and throwing in your own vibe into it. You know, it's about just playing it with your mood, right? So help you get a creative head start. Right now, you'll notice right here, I just want to point something else out, is here's the 1-7 chord. You notice how it's got a regular 7 after. It's a capital Roman numeral, a regular 7. And if you scroll down, right, and you look at these, you'll see that pattern, right? That's got a major 9 after it, right? So you can modify, you can take the Roman numeral, and you can add the adjustments, the chord suspensions, or the upper extensions, right? The 7th, the 9th, whatever it is, you can just add that after the Roman numeral, so you can describe any type of chord, right? And you may find that song and you're like, wow, I really love that, and you can look at what is it about the pattern of the chord progression that made it sound cool or awesome or moving in some way. So you can totally get control of the feel and the vibe and the movement of the harmony throughout your song by looking at these Roman numerals, right, and figuring out the patterns, and then take that into your own creative structure. Anyhow, Jeff Yenser, CreativeMusicGenius.com. Thanks for watching today. Hit the tip jar on my website if you would, please. I'm hungry. I'll take vehicle donations. I'm thankful for everything, even if you just watch. Share this video all over creation. Love you, and see you later.